No plans, but I'll tell you guys a quick story. My first Halloween, I didn't know what Halloween was, and I was getting ready for work. It was about 5:30 here in Minnesota at 5:30 around October. It's very dark outside. So I'm just getting ready for work, making my food. I used to work the graveyard shift, 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. And so I hear a knock on the door. I was renting a basement from this firefighter guy because I didn't have any credit to get a house of my own or an apartment. And I hear a knock on the door, and I'm not expecting anybody. And I'm in someone's house. Opening the door, there's all these kids dressed up in very strange clothes. I called them strange at the time. I wasn't aware what's going on. And they have bags open with candy. And part of my cultural hindrances here in this country is being able to understand people properly. Like, what did you say? And so the kids were talking, and I wasn't really understanding what's going on. They're saying trick or treat. I have no idea what that is. And I said, aha, this is the day the Lord has made, the land of milk and honey, where they just bring candy to your doorstep. And so I start looking through their bags, and by this time, my awareness of candy, like I've developed my favorites and the things I don't like. So I'm like, I like this one, I don't like this one. And then finally, one of them is like, no, you're supposed to give us candy. And I'm saying, why? And they look at me all puzzled and they're giggling. And then I'm like, I'm so sorry, guys. I don't have any candy. Like, I don't keep candy in my house. It was just something I never used to do. So it struck me very weird. Why are these kids expecting me to give them candy? So anyway, I dropped the candy back in their bags. I was like, I'm so sorry, I don't have any candy, and they left. And then when I went to work, I was telling the coworkers, I'm like, some kid showed up at my house, changed up in weird clothes begging for candy. What was that all about? And they're like, oh, it's Halloween. Don't you know it's Halloween? And I'm like, what is Halloween? So, long story short, I got my Halloween 101 at work, and I don't do much during Halloween. I'm a homeschooler, so our schedule is very different than the standard schedule. And we go to bed very early, and we just don't do much for Halloween. But there's times when, before I had children, when we would go out and dress up and go to the nightclubs. But yeah, that was back in the day. Nowadays, we just stay home. So just thought I would share my little story of my cultural shock.